I saw this beautiful bow hair band and I decided to make mine. And it has the hair packer, that band pack that you can use to just pack a bit of your hair and use to design it. And I also found out that you can use hair clip for it. So if you don't have this packer, you can decide to use the hair clip. Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name remain Rookie and thank you for always being there with us. These are everything that I need. I need my scissors, needle and thread, the fabrics that I needed, and also the screw that I used to just bring it out. Then for the measurement, I use 15 by 15 inches for the bigger one, while for the smaller one, I use 15 for the wideness and the length was 9 inches. Then the one for the middle was just 2.5 inches, then 5 inches for the wideness. Okay, so that's the packer for the hair, and I'm going to keep everything outside and we'll start working on it. So for the smaller one, just pin it up as I'm doing. Why for the medium one, fold it into two. Can you see it? And you are going to pin it up. So you are pinning the 9 inches area, and for the biggest one you fold it into a triangle and you pin it. So you are pinning the entire triangle and we are going to stitch. So for the triangle one, you are going to stitch it and leave an opening. So you can leave an opening at the tip of the triangle or on at the side. So I'm just going to mark where I want to leave my opening, which is going to be like 1 inch. That is what I do. I don't leave big opening for whenever I'm making my scrunchie hairband or my bow hairband. So leave like 1 inch and stitch it. Okay, then for this other one, just stitch it close, while for the smallest one you stitch it to the end. So I'm done stitching it. It's time to turn it, and we are going to use that screw that I kept behind. But first, use your scissors to just trim it a bit and notch it. Okay, so trim and notch. That was basically what I did for the triangle. You do the same thing for the other part, like the other medium size. If it's small, you do the same thing, you notch it and you cut out excess. So now it's time to turn everything out. After turning them, take your iron and iron them out. So that's what you are going to do for all the parts. So I'm going to just do it and you'll just watch what I'm doing and do the same thing for yours. So for the tip of the smallest one, I had to put it in a bit. Then I use my gum to gum it and iron it. So I did the same thing for the other triangle. Okay, so for this part, just iron it in the middle. Then we are going to stitch it and leave a bit of an opening like 1 inch. Okay, on the two sides, stitch the sides, then we'll turn it. While for the triangle, you have to just iron it out. Okay, so just watch what I'm doing. After ironing, I used my gum to just seal the place that I opened, that ½ inch or 1 inch. So seal it up and iron it together. After ironing it, it's time to assemble everything together. You are going to keep the triangle aside and we are going to work on the bow. Okay, so take the medium part and you take your ruler and find the midpoint and you draw a straight line. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a straight line for it. So do the same thing for yours. then you just pick it. I have a video on how I made bow. So just pick it from the middle and pleat it up. Then take your thread and just join it this way. Okay, so after joining, just adjust as you are joining it so that you get the perfect one. Then take your needle and thread and you start tacking. You can tack from the bottom triangle, you can tack from the upper part, and make sure while tacking everything is aligned with each other. Okay, the two edges are equal when you are done. Okay, so I have to do that every time to make sure they are equal. And if it's not equal, you can lose it up and redo it again. So when you're done, just tie it up on that middle part. Okay, it's like a gather stitch. You tie it up and this is what you are going to have. Can you see it? Then take the smaller bow and you are going to now place it together with the big one, like the triangular ball. So can you see what I'm doing? Just follow exactly what I'm doing. Place it together and use your rope or your thread, whatever you have, to tie it. So I'm going to just tie it with my thread. You can see this is what I have after tying, and we are going to now add the other piece of fabric to it. So take your scissors and cut out all the excess thread, and take that tiny piece that we made earlier. Is what we are going to use to hold the bowl together for final finishing. Okay, so first is you are going to place it at the back. Can you see it from the front to the back? Then you are going to stitch it up with your needle and thread. So you take your needle and thread and you stitch it up. You are just stitching just one part, very small. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? Just stitch that part with your needle and thread, attach it to the bow. So be very careful while stitching so that you will not have rough edges. So do it very neatly and stitch. You can use glue for this, but I prefer to use needle and thread for it to be very neat. And remember, we're attaching that air packer, the elastic air packer. So we are going to now stitch it up and we are going to attach it. So just watch what I'm doing. After stitching it, cut out the needle and thread and we are going to now join it up. Okay, so we are going to attach the packer. So take one piece from your roll that you have and you are going to insert it. So watch exactly what I'm doing. That's what you are going to do for yours. So after I've taken one piece out, you see that middle part that we have, that one. So can you see what I'm doing? I just place it in between. Can you see it? And now you are going to wrap it up around the bowl and take it all the way back. You see it? So you take it all the way back and try to adjust the packer that you added to it, and you are going to now stitch. Okay, so you stitch it up, but if you are using hair clip, you stitch it up, then attach the hair clip with your glue. But since I'm using separate hair band for it, I'm not using the hair clip. I'm going to be stitching it with needle and thread. Well, you can also use your glue to just do the final finishing, but I actually prefer needle and thread to it. So I'm going to just stitch it up, and after stitching, we've gotten our bow and it's ready to use. This is our bow with a tail after stitching and it's so pretty. I love it. So I made squishy hairband and I made more bows for it. So this is it. Thank you so much, guys. You can make this and say, and you can make this for yourself or your babies. God bless you and have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye, guys.